Good tackle though that time, right in front of those posts, and Dobson's put a little kick in, and they are in for the first time of the game, and it's Ryan Lannon who gets Salford on the board at last. And the first time Salford have really clicked in attack. There was a bit of pace about that, and Ian Watson just sends down the message, we need more of that. Ryan Lannon, one of the younger members of the side, gets his first try of the season.
Well, Salford are a dangerous side. Again, it's the kicking game, but this time from Salford. When Michael Dobson goes at the line, he pulls the defenders up when he goes so close to it, and then Ryan Lannon, he's got to be brave, knowing that Ryan Shaw is going to be in his eye line. He's going for the ball as well, but the powerful back rower gets the try, and this is what Salford need.
Kicking into space as well, I think that's a key part of that. The tackle before, Niall Evold had come back on the inside, committed Ben Cockayne, the KR fullback, is unable to clear himself from the ruck. Dobson spots that, kicks for the try, about to kick for the extra two.
As he did so often for Hull Kingston Rovers in his time there, he holds Rovers Super League points record in actual fact.
With them, but failed to deal with it, expecting an altogether more positive effect in this second half, taking control rather than giving it to the opposition. Tim Sheens for Hull KR, well, you can imagine he was quite happy. He said they'd won the half but nowhere near won the battle. More of the same, dominate field position, stay with the game plan.
Here's Ben Murdoch-Masilla now. They've managed to keep him quiet so far, the big man, but just smouldering it is. Oh, Kopchak up the middle, the try machine has got over again. Craig Kopchak, there's no stopping him at the moment. He got 2 tries against Rovers last year, and he's on the scoreboard again tonight, and Craig Kopchak thundering onto that pass. And that is exactly what Salford wanted at the start of this second half.
Tim Sheens' message to his men, stick to the game plan. That was complete your sets, 100% in the first half. First time they failed to do that. And what a delayed ball and a great line from Craig Kopchak. An immediate response from the home team.
Credit Salford though in defence. They were the team that forced that mistake. Hull KR trying to play outside. That's how you come onto the ball. Craig Kopchak hits a very good, aggressive, tight line off Robert Louis. Goes through, steps off his left, beats Ben Cockayne. Here's the kick now.
Dobson bang on target, and that's 12 points either side of half-time for this.
They made a mistake, they threw the ball into touch. Now just a simple flick up from behind the ruck. It's not good enough from that man, is it, Sean? Won't he be disappointed?
It's also the difference. See what happens when a bit of pressure is applied. Salford have woken up. Tim Sheens will be wanting his men just to settle. They're going to be tested again here in defence. I think they've just about got away with it by the skin of the teeth. But Salford very much in the ascendancy, if not on the scoreboard. Certainly with the way in which they've started this half. The first 10 minutes have been all Red Devils.
Scrum's a bit of a schmozzle, and Robert Hicks wants to bring a bit of order to proceedings.
Stand up, you need to bind as a front row. You need to bind as a front row. Let's get ready.
He wants the hookers to put their arms around the prop forwards.
It's full of tips this evening, isn't he?
Yeah.
Brining, Chris Brining makes the break, and Brining has got the legs for the corner, and it's exactly what happened for Hull Kingston Rovers in the first half. This time it's Chris Brining, their hooker, who's made the break. There was something after he'd got the ball down. Salford didn't like it, but Chris Brining gets the try.
Oh, well, Ben Cockayne was in the thick of it. He's a competitor, the number 2 for Hull KR.
Try is awarded after all that. First Challenge Cup try for the former York player Chris Brining, who got a cup hat-trick for York against the Lee Miners in 2015.
Well, Ian Watson, the Salford coach, who must be a contender for Coach of the Year, must have had up on the big screen, look lads, this is what we need to do in the second half. Anytime we get a scrum, let's go from the back of the ruck. And Chris Brining shows his pace, exactly the same play that we saw Sean Lunt benefit from scoring 2 tries. Salford have done the same.
Chris Brining, 23 years of age, has been in for the last 3 games, including the cup win against Toronto. And he's got his first Challenge Cup try, got a couple in Super League this season, and Michael Dobson, 2 from 2 so far, but this is the most difficult he's had to kick. Oh! Could that prove crucial as it hits the woodwork? But Salford leads.
Fine. Move on, back.
That's the 5th tackle.
Jamie, go.
And O'Brien hoists that kick into the corner. Zach Docker-Clay is underneath this one. The ball is batted down. Ben Murdoch-Masila comes alive. Robert Hicks awards the try. The ball falling kindly for the big second row, who's got 8 tries in the last 9 games, make that 9 in 10 now for Ben Murdoch-Masila, his first in the cup, and the one that probably sees off the challenge from Hull Kingston Rovers.
Well, okay, so close up the other end of the park, but great defence from Chris Whellan, and it's that man Chris Whellan who sets up this play when the ball goes in the earth from Gareth O'Brien. It's an excellent kick. Look, Chris Whellan goes up, he beats Hull KR in the earth, pats it back to Ben Murdoch-Masila, the big man who was quiet in the first half. I'm sure the coach has said to him, look, we need more of you in this second half. You need to get your hands on the ball. You are a devastating runner when you carry the ball, and there's what it means to the mascot and the fans behind the sticks. It's been going all Salford's way in this second half.
And Michael Dobson will look to put a bit more distance between Salford and his former club, Hull Kingston Rovers, with this conversion attempt after that try from Ben Murdoch-Masila. Dobson on target, and Salford now look on target for a place in the quarterfinals of the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup.
Well, it's taken 73 of the 80 minutes for Salford to put this one to bed. Such has been the challenge in the first half, then the rearguard action in the second. But Murdoch-Masila, he's done little.
And it's Ian Watson's side who've gone on to win by 24 points to 14. Ian Watson has turned it round. He's with Angela.
Bill's just said you turned it around. They didn't give you any rhythm, any play really in that first half, but you did turn it around. What did you say at half-time?
Oh, we just said we needed to focus on getting back to how we play. We felt we was getting frustrated and getting involved in their kind of game, and they were slowing us down, and they were playing real fast, which is what we wanted to do to them. Second half, we came out and we're shown how to do it the right way.
Well, possession was key then as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, especially when the conditions start to change that as well, about playing really deep and turning them around so you dominate the field position. And I thought second half was a lot better. I thought Robbie Louis injected himself into the game second half as well.
So you must be quite relieved at that, but the second half gave you lots of positives.
Yeah, a lot of positives on the second half. First half, something that we need to address because we can't start games like that.
Well, I think we've got Michael Dobson, who's man of the match, coming over now. Congratulations on that, Ian. Michael, if you want to come in and grab this bottle of champagne on your way, just come in here for us and quick word on that. It was a frustrating first half for you, but the second half you were able to play the game you wanted to play.
Yeah, we were pretty poor in the first half, to be fair, and they stuck it to us. The scrum plays, we knew they were coming because that's what we did last year, so that's Sheensy all over, but we didn't defend them, and yeah, we're better in the second half.
Enjoy that in the second half then?
I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but it's good to get the win, so yeah.
In terms of the what you're learning from this as well, is that you get into the quarterfinals of the Cup, but it gives you something to work on.
Yeah, it does. We've got to start better in the game, and it's something we need to do. So we're in the quarterfinals, though, so we're in with a shot, and we just got to keep going.
That was it. The first half, really, they didn't let you get into a rhythm at all.
Yeah, no, they stuck it to us, and as I said, we were pretty poor, to be fair. But we come out in the second half, and we showed what we're about.
Thanks very much for your time, Michael. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Michael Dobson will be imploring his team to start better. They were 12-0 behind the Hull Kingston Rovers after 22 minutes. And then they hit back in style. The second half was all theirs. 14-6 half-time lead for Hull Kingston Rovers. In the end, Salford win out 24 points to 14 in this